Welcome to Unicorns Talk Podcast, your weekly girl talk about Black women, our healing, and manifestation. My name is Latrice Sampson Richards, your life enhancement coach, and together we're going to live, laugh, and learn to love all of life's little messes. While I am a licensed clinician, please keep in mind that this show is not a substitute for your own relationship with a mental health provider. Let's go. Hello, people. I am so excited to be back with y'all today. Today is the very first episode of season 2 of Unicorns Talk Podcast, and I am super duper excited about it. The title of today's show is It's a Celebration, because it really is a freaking celebration. I'm back in the States now. If y'all remember, I was in Cuba pretty much all of last season, but I'm back in the States now, all cuddled up with my husband. My birthday is coming up next week, and there's so much more going on. This is going to be an amazing show because we are going to be celebrating everything. We're also going to be discussing the importance of celebrating yourself unapologetically. And also I'm extra super duper excited because my best friend is here with me today. He's going to be recording with me. Dalton is in town visiting, and he's going to be my guest for today's show. And I know y'all going to love him just as much as I do. So I'm really looking forward to introducing y'all to Dalton. Y'all met him toward the end of last season real briefly because I had gave him a shout out, if y'all remember or whatever. But now he's actually here, and he's going to be actually recording with me today. And so we went to the Janelle Monáe concert over the weekend in Miami, and it was everything. So of course, Janelle Monáe is going to get this week's high five, and our reality check is going to stem from some of the things that she was talking about during her concert. So everything all rolled up into one. All right. So I'm super excited to get started. If you haven't already, please make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe on Apple Podcasts or anywhere that you're listening right now. Make sure you take a screenshot and post to your stories. Use the hashtag Unicorns Talk Pod and tag me at Unicorns Talk Pod to let me know that you're listening, because you know I definitely love it when y'all share with me and let me know, and really share with your people. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you do that. I would greatly appreciate it. And I think that's it. I think you ready?
Sure.
You sure? So I want to introduce you all. I dropped something. My bad, y'all. So I want to introduce you all to my best friend. His name is Dalton. Y'all might know him as Kobe, because sometimes he be feeling a little froggy, so he calls himself Kobe. But like I said, you all met him toward the end of last season. I just gave him a shout out or whatever. But he is here. Came out to visit me here in South Florida. And you know, I'm excited to have you here, Dalton. Are you nervous?
Just a little.
You're a little nervous?
Why don't make a big deal.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know. Because this is new to me.
You're right.
This is new.
You're right. It is absolutely new, and that's okay. You know what I'm saying? That's okay. We're going to make this thing happen. Dalton is going to be joining us on the conversation today. So this week, or really last week, I introduced like weekly themes across all of my social media platforms. And so this week's theme is celebration, which is this week's theme of celebration kind of stemmed from this week's episode. I had already decided that I wanted us to talk about celebration on today's episode. And I was like, well, since we talking about celebration or whatever, you know, we may as well talk about celebration this week across my social media as well, because it's so important. You know, I think it's important for us to have the conversation around celebration, because society really makes us believe that we have to keep our heads down and just grind and like grind ourselves into the ground without ever really celebrating our experiences. And like they make us think that that's the only way to experience success. But the reality is that we have to focus on the journey, and we have to be able to celebrate those small wins along the way. And so there's so many benefits of intentionally intentionally celebrating yourself each and every day. And so today we're going to talk about the top 3. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
You're ready. Okay, Dalton gonna give some input, y'all. He's smart or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, he do a little something. He eye rolled at me. Y'all couldn't see it, but he rolled his eye. He rolled his eyes at me just now. All right. So anyway, let's go ahead and get started. So many of us are taught that self-celebration is not a good thing. Like for a lot of us, we are afraid to celebrate ourselves because we're told that it's being braggadocious or like being arrogant or something like that. But it's just not true. I mean, the reality is that there is a fine line. Don't get me wrong. There is a fine line between, I think, being confident and having confidence and celebrating yourself because you deserve to be celebrated and being arrogant. But I think that line starts and ends with intention. You know what I'm saying? Like I can talk about the accomplishments that I've had. I can pat myself on the back. I can be my own biggest cheerleader without like shitting on you
Right.
for not having
Just
accomplished
being
the
humble.
yeah, like it is. It's about I think it's about being humble and it's about having humility. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't like it is arrogance or ego does not have to be a part of celebrating yourself and being proud of who you are. Whenever, even like when I go on job interviews and things like that, I never understood people that were nervous or afraid of job interviews, because I'm like, you're just talking about yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just, all you're doing is telling these people why you are the bomb.com. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I never understood like why people felt so uncomfortable with talking about themselves, and like not just about themselves but about the good parts of themselves.
Well, I guess it's just going back to what you were talking about bragging about yourself. We were taught not to do that. One of the biggest questions that I've never been able to answer in an interview is, what are your strong points, or what makes you uh, I guess what makes you a great person? I've never been able to answer that question because I don't want to come off as bragging or being, I just never want to come off as being like that. I never could answer that question the right way.
Really?
I never, that was one of my always, somebody told me, so when they said, what is your weakness? I guess I was always able to answer that question of not wanting to be a failure, but trying to describe myself in the best way. I was never able to do that.
Wow. And that's so, I think a lot of people fall into that category though. You know what I'm saying? Like, because we are conditioned to not speak highly of ourselves. But that's interesting to me. That's very interesting that it's so easy for you to come up with the negative things but not the positive things, and that's the way it is. Like
That's the
that's
way
the
life
way
is.
it
Yeah,
is.
the
It
world.
is. It's so much easier for people to see the things that are going wrong in their lives. And so what we're talking about today is really taking the time and putting forth the effort to identify the things that are going well, like not just the big things, but the little day-to-day things as well. Like those things make a difference, right? So that's one of the major benefits of intentionally celebrating yourself on a day-to-day basis is just being able to increase your confidence overall. The second thing that I wanted to talk about is that intentionally celebrating yourself allows us to be present and in the moment. All right. And this is a really, really big one, because it's not enough for us to just live the journey. I think so many of us, we're just kind of walking around and we're existing and we're just kind of, going through the journey. Like I said before, like head down, just kind of grinding. I think we also need to experience the journey. And sometimes we need to look up and we need to realize that where we are, how far we've come from. And taking or making the effort to celebrate yourself every single day, celebrate those small wins, it really helps you to be more present and to actually experience the journey that you're on, whether that's building a business, creating a strong foundation for a relationship, doing some internal healing, some self-healing, whatever it is. I think it's important for us to take a moment and look up and say, damn, like I'm really doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm really making this progress. One of the things for me, on my business journey, on my entrepreneurship journey, I made it a point that this time around, because this is not my first business. My first business went down in damn flames.
No, it did not.
It did.
It wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but it was pretty damn bad. Let's just be real. You know what I'm saying? Let's just be real. And so one of the things that I promised myself this time is that I wanted to actually experience this journey. And so when I have those little wins, I always make it a point to celebrate those wins. And that celebration looks a lot of different ways. It doesn't always have to be like, like a grand gesture. Sometimes it's just like me and my husband laying in a bed and I'll say, babe, guess what happened today? And he'll give me a little high five or something. Like that's a celebration of those small wins. And it's important to do that because I want to remember these moments. You know what I'm saying? Like, because there's going to come a time, because I'm claiming it. Hallelujah. Say that, somebody.
Hallelujah.
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 Praise the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
I am claiming that there will be a day when I'm looking back on this moment and I'm just like, damn, we were struggling. You know what I'm saying? Like the struggle was so real. Like there's going to be a moment when we look back on this time with nostalgia. You know what I'm saying? And I want to really be able to remember these moments. Like when I get to that place of, quote unquote success, I want to be able to remember these moments. I want to be able to, say I actually lived that experience, not lived through that experience, but I actually lived that experience. I think it's so important, another reason why I think it's important to be able to stay present and doing that through celebrating yourself as often as possible is because I think it helps you to stay connected to your why. Like every time I have a small win in my business right now, it reminds me of why I'm doing the work. And it brings me closer to why I'm doing the stuff that I'm doing. And I think that anybody can have that experience. It doesn't matter what the journey is. I'm just specifically right now talking about my entrepreneurship journey, but it's the same thing like in my relationship journey. My husband and I have come a long way. I tell people all the time, we are not perfect. We're not a perfect couple by any stretch of the imagination, but we work through things, we figure things out, and when we are, old and gray, you know what I'm saying? I want to be able to look back on these moments and say like, this is why we did this. Like we did this so that we can get to this place, so that we could accomplish this, that, and the other. And I think it really helps us to be able to do that and to stay connected to the reason why we're doing things. What do you think?
Well, I've got a question for you that I want you to answer. Do you think self-celebration self-celebration can be taught? And I'm asking you that even with all your businesses that you've done since you've started, you've had a bit of a hard time in the journey, but you didn't give up. Because sometimes in that realm, people just give up and they don't keep going. But in self-celebration, you're able to celebrate your small wins, which is skipping forward, but we're going to stay right here, we're able to celebrate the small wins. But do you think celebrating yourself, is that something that can be taught by somebody else, or is that something that is self-taught?
I think a little bit of both, like I think that it can definitely be taught. You know, self celebration is a skill. And so, just like any other skill, it can be taught and it can be learned. And that's, you know, I think one of the best things about any skill is that they can be taught and they can be learned. So, it can definitely be taught in terms of like the technique of doing it, but the actual implementation of it, like the actual taking the moment, taking the time, putting forth the effort, I can't teach that. Like that's something that somebody has to want to do. And I'm a damn good teacher, you know what I'm saying? But I cannot teach you how to want to self celebrate. I can educate you about the importance of self
Mm-hmm.
celebration, but I can't flip the switch in your mind and make you just all of a sudden say, I'm going to celebrate myself today. It's a journey, it's a process, just like anything else. Just like learning any other new skill, there's a learning curve associated with it, you know? So you may not get it right every single time in the beginning, especially when it's not something that you're accustomed to doing, you know? But you can definitely be taught the skill set, but the desire to do so, that has to come from within.
Well, I guess because I asked is because more of in the black community, that's not solely taught. Um, there are people that do it, parents, but it's not solely. That's not something that's main in the black community of teaching my child that celebration is good and giving them high fives when they come home and oh, how was your day? And that's not all, that's not always taught.
Yeah, it's not.
So what advice do you have for parents
Yeah.
that have little ones now?
Well, I think teaching your child, like, give your child permission to celebrate themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think and modeling that behavior is very, very important, right? Like, modeling that behavior for your kids. Celebrate them when they do something. And you know what? I think another thing I'm glad you brought that up because I think one of the things that we get confused a lot of times with, especially in the black families, you know, like in the black community, is what that celebration looks like. You know what I'm saying? And when is the appropriate time to engage in that celebration?
Okay.
Because I think what happens a lot of times is that we celebrate our kids when they don't deserve to be damn
Right.
celebrated. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't celebrate them when they cutting up and acting a damn fool at school because you feel a certain kind of way. And I'm actually working on a new project for that. You know, to help parents really wrap their minds around not specifically celebration, but raising responsible adults, you know what I'm saying? And how to make that happen and how that starts with you internally. But long story short, I think a lot of times, you know, some of these parents, they feel inadequate in a lot of ways and they're bringing their because of their own stuff, you know what I'm saying? And so they overcompensate with these kids. But what you're doing inadvertently is you are creating a human being that's going to grow into an adult that does not have the skills that they need in order to survive in successful and healthy relationships, in order to sustain a healthy lifestyle for themselves, whether that's sexually or like work wise, career wise. Like, we're not giving these kids the skills that they need. Like,
Just to get by.
yeah, like we're not teaching them how to live and how to survive and how to be a decent fucking human being. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not teaching these kids what they need. And so, listen, I will really like go off on a tangent. So I'm not going to go way over there, but I would just recommend, you know, like actually, you know, supporting your kids, celebrating your kids, and doing so. Like, verbal praise is, has always been, and will always be the most efficient form of behavioral reinforcement. There's studies on top of studies on top of studies that confirm that you don't have to spend a damn dollar to reinforce positive behavior, not just in your kids, but in human beings. Like, this is how we operate. So even something so simple as saying, good job. Like, I'm a high five queen. I freaking love high fives. Like, I really do, because they cost nothing and they provide so much benefit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody loves a high five, you know? Even my husband, he used to not like high fives, but I was like, nigga, you gonna high five me, stop playing, you know? And so now like a high five is a thing for us in our relationship, you know? So I would definitely recommend that, you know, just celebrate your kids and teach them how to celebrate themselves, and teach them that it's okay to celebrate themselves and what that looks like. You know, make sure that you create boundaries around that in terms of, you know, not allowing them to teeter into arrogance.
Right.
Yeah, that was a good question.
I think we stop celebrating and high fiving when the kids start talking, when babies start talking and stuff. We always say, "Oh, good job," and all this stuff, and then after they get up, you're like, "All right."
But see, that's the time when we need it the most. Yeah. That's the time that they need it the most, you know. They need that reassurance. They need to know that who they are is enough, you know. Like I had a little girl that I was working with at a school on this last assignment that I was on. And her mom had told me she had an accident when she was about 3 or 4 years old. And so it left her with a big scar on her face. And so her mom, you know, was just like, she doesn't think she's as pretty as the other girls, and, you know, this, like that. I mean, stuff like that, because she had this scar on her face. And so from the day her mom told me that, like early on in the school year, you know, every day for the rest of the school year, I made it a point to point out to her how beautiful she is. And it didn't matter. And it was a lot of different ways that I would do it. You know what I'm saying? So it, like, if one day, if she would come up and give me a hug, I would say, "Oh my God, you give such great hugs." You know what I'm saying? Something that small. And she would just
Yeah.
start smiling, you know, like just the look on her face. Or if one day, you know, I would sit in on their classroom or something like that. And if she answered the question, and then like when they would go for their snack time or something, I'd go over there and I'm say, "Girl, you are so freaking smart. Oh my God, I saw you answering those questions. That is so awesome and amazing." You know, and she just smiled, like the look on her face, just to hear those words of a confirmation. And then I also, you know, would just straight up tell her, "Girl, do you know how beautiful you are?" And in the beginning, she would just kind of be like, "Oh," you know, but toward the end of the school year, she was like, "Yeah, I do know." You know, and I'm like, "Yes," you know, like, because that, you know, they need to hear that. They need that validation. They need to know that who they are is enough. I would tell her, "Girl, your hair is so beautiful," because her mother combed her hair every single day. You know what I'm saying? And so I would tell her, "Girl, your mama is combing your hair, girl. Your hair is so pretty. You know, I love those bows in your hair. I love those pretty socks you have on. Girl, who picked out your clothes today? You dressed yourself today?" Like little things like that, things that we don't always think about, but it makes a difference in that child's life, you know? Yeah, absolutely. Not just with kids either, though. I think that's with adults as well, you know? Yeah. Because I love to feel like I'm looking like a little snack sometimes. You know what I'm
All
saying?
right.
A little entree.
A little entree,
A
not a
little
snack, an
entree.
entree.
Not even an hors d'oeuvre. We gonna
Whole damn meal.
a whole damn meal. A whole damn meal. Who doesn't want to feel like a whole scrumptious lobster salad? You know what I'm
Oh, not a
saying?
lobster salad.
That little surf and turf. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. So the third and final benefit that we're going to talk about today, because there's numerous benefits, but the third and final benefit that we're going to talk about today, as it relates to celebrating yourself, is that it provides us with an opportunity to express gratitude. So gratitude, y'all know, if you've listened to any of my episodes, then you know how I feel about gratitude. Gratitude is the cornerstone of the law of attraction, and it is a necessary step in living a genuinely happy and fulfilling life, which I want that. You want that?
Of course.
Of course, like who doesn't want that? All right. It's easy, and to be honest, it's kind of typical for us to talk positively about like the major accomplishments in our lives, because those are the things that get the attention of the people around us. And one thing about black folk is we like to get the attention of the people around us. You know what I'm saying? I mean, let's just be real. We like to get the attention of the people around us. We like to be seen, we like to be heard, and there's nothing wrong with that, because all people want and need to be seen and want and need to be heard. But I think for us, because for so long, and even still in so many ways, we are not seen and we are not heard, that I think we tend to go above and beyond to be seen and heard. You know what I'm saying? And so it's easy for us to, like, identify the big, flashy kind of things that happen in our lives. And we like to wear our money and stuff like that and show people what it is that we have. But it's more important, I think, for us to personally acknowledge the day to day things that really contribute to those bigger wins. And because those things actually contribute to your overall sense of self. And so expressing gratitude can really change your perspective about your situation. It can change your perspective about your life, and it can help you to attract more things into your life for which to be grateful. You know what I'm saying? And so, I always say, uh, the more success you experience, the more likely you are to experience success. And
Oh,
so, what that means
deep.
is, that was deep, huh? You want me to say it again?
Please say it
I'm gonna
again
say it
for the folk in
again
the back.
for the people in the nosebleeds. I'm gonna say that again. The more success you experience, the more likely you are to experience success, right? And that's because of all of the other things that we talked about, right? When you experience success and you're able to identify and celebrate that success, no matter how small or insignificant it might seem, it automatically increases your confidence in your ability to produce more success, which then causes you to be more focused and in the present moment in order to identify the opportunities for success, right? And it motivates you to push forward and actually enact the changes that need to happen, or like take action on whatever those opportunities are. And so when you experience success, when you allow yourself to experience success, you're actually creating a positive cycle that brings more opportunities for success into your life. And so that's the track that we want to get on. We want to create as much, positive experience in our life as possible, and expressing gratitude over the things that we currently have, expressing gratitude over the things that are currently going well in our lives, it gets us closer to making that happen. Okay. And so, in support of your pursuit of gratitude, I came up with a super fun and cute and helpful and beneficial activity for us.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're not like gonna do it right now in
Oh,
this moment.
I thought.
No.
Okay.
Okay. But you all can go to any of my social media outlets: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And launching today, actually, August 1st, 2018, across all of my social media outlets, we're going to be doing 31 days of gratitude. Okay. So each day I'm going to provide a gratitude prompt, and I really want y'all to participate by responding on the thread to whatever the prompt says. So I've already like created the list of gratitude prompts, and they're all set and ready to go. So every single day you're going to get a prompt. Okay. So it might be something as small as, I think, like today is day one. So for day one, our gratitude prompt today is being grateful for alone time, right? Which is so important.
It
Like,
is.
I love my alone time. There used to be a time when I didn't feel comfortable being in a space by myself. And now I be like, can I have 2 moments to myself, please? Like I really enjoy my alone time. And so I'm grateful for any time that I get to have to myself, right? And so the gratitude prompt is alone time. And there'll be a few sentences about, being grateful for that alone time or whatever. And so your job at that point would be to comment on the thread how you feel about your alone time or what you do in your alone time or just whatever. Like, amen, girl. You could just amen it or whatever it is you want to do, but participate, in it. The idea here is really just to get us thinking outside of the box about what gratitude looks like and to get us in the habit of expressing gratitude on a regular basis. Are you going to participate?
Of course.
You sure?
Yes.
You're going to share it on your pages?
I will.
So y'all follow Dalton at howbout_this.
Yes.
On the gram. Yes. He cute, y'all. He cute or whatever. I think y'all will enjoy it.
Try.
Yeah, he tries. He puts forth some effort.
I do.
Yeah, which is actually one of our gratitude prompts.
Yeah.
Effort.
I was going to piggyback on alone time. It doesn't matter. Nobody's alone time is wrong as far as their answer. Even watching TV is your alone time.
Listen, sitting on the toilet. Whatever it is, girl, get it how you get it. Don't sit too long because then your leg gonna start. Your leg gonna fall asleep.
Don't sit too long, y'all.
Don't sit too long. But like I get a lot of like parents and single mothers and stuff like that. And they're like, I don't have time to make alone time. Like I don't get alone time. And I'm like, girl, your children got to go to sleep at some point. You know what I'm saying? Like they going to close their eyes at some point in time. They going to school or something. Or, like that's why I'm a big advocate of bedtime. I don't understand parents that don't have their child on a strict bedtime. Like, get that child a bedtime. If your child is in the bed for 8 o'clock every night, then at 8 o'clock every night you get some free time. So putting forth the effort on the front end to establish that routine for them. Listen, and that structure, it helps in so many different ways, but more importantly, it gives you some alone time.
Right.
Yes, I'm a big proponent of that. All right. So y'all make sure y'all check that out and celebrate yourself. You know what I'm saying? 31 days of gratitude. We're going to celebrate all different kinds of things in our lives. Gratitude, celebration in the form of gratitude is huge, and it's a very efficient way for us to start attracting more positivity into our lives by expressing positivity over the things that currently exist. All right? All right. That's all we have for y'all today in terms of the main topic. Oh, no, it's not. I actually wanted to talk about some things that I wanted to celebrate or some things that I'm celebrating right now, just to kind of share a few things with y'all. And you got some things you celebrating?
Yeah, a few.
A few?
A few. You go first.
Okay, so the first thing I wanted to celebrate, it's a small win, for me. It's a win though, I think it's a big win, to be honest. But on July 7th, 2018, Unicorns Talk podcast turned 1 year old.
Ooh.
Woo, 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 woo. How they go? Bum, 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 bum. So Unicorns Talk podcast is officially 1 year old, you guys. Thank you so much to everybody who supports the show, who shares the show, who jumps up in my DMs saying how much they enjoy the show. Like if you've ever listened to an episode, if you've ever shared an episode, if you've ever told one of your friends about this girl that's over here from New Orleans and she's thebomb.com, I appreciate you. I mean, I can't believe it's been a whole year. Like, that's insane. Like, that's crazy.
I feel like it's been longer than
it feels like it's been, well, I mean, technically it has been longer than a year, but just
I feel like
by
it's been
a couple
forever.
weeks. Yeah, but our first episode aired on July 7th, 2017. So we made 1 year old while we were on break. And that's a huge, I almost didn't celebrate it. I almost forgot about it because I was moving and all kind of stuff like that. And so, yeah, that's a huge celebration for me. That was a big moment, I think, for me, because when I first started my podcast, I ain't know shit about podcasting. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like everything has just, I've come so far since that very first episode. You know, like last week we did the mini-sode for the top 10 episodes of season 1. And one of the top 10, or I think number 2, was the very first episode of the podcast, What is a Black Unicorn? And I was just like, oh my goodness, because the production quality is not good at all. like my show has come so far, you know, like I've learned so much. I feel so much more confident about my ability to create this show. And like season 2, we're celebrating that as well. Like, because, you know, like I have more clarity about the direction that I want the show to go in, and my ability to actually manifest that, you know. And so I'm excited. So I'm celebrating that. Also, my birthday is Monday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you. So my birthday is on August 6th, which is Monday coming. And I always felt like my birthday was a national holiday. Like,
always feels like that.
I do. My birthday is a big deal. Yeah, because I'm a big deal.
And then she found out her birthday was the same day as what?
Jamaican Independence Day. It is. My birthday is the same day as Jamaican Independence Day. And so I married a Jamaican. So that makes me an honorary Jamaican.
Oh.
It doesn't? I think it does. It makes me an honorary. It makes me an honorary Jamaican. Wagwan, my people. See what I'm saying? And so now my birthday actually is a national holiday. And it's a big national holiday.
It's a big one.
It's a big deal.
It is.
Yes. So my birthday is this Monday, August 6th. So y'all make sure that y'all holler at me. If you want to give me a birthday present, the best birthday present that you can give me, to be completely honest, is to go on Apple Podcasts and rate and subscribe to my podcast and leave a comment, please. And you can say happy birthday, Teresa, or whatever it is you want to say, but make sure that you let the people know that you enjoy the show and that you listen every week. That would be the perfect birthday gift. Like, for real.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's make that happen.
Such a humble birthday gift.
It is. I know I'm not asking for that much.
No, you're not.
That's free. That's like free $3.99. But if you all would go on Apple Podcasts or anywhere, wherever it is that you are listening to this show, and send me some birthday love by subscribing, rating, 5 stars, por favor, and comment, leave a nice little comment under my rating. I would greatly appreciate it. That would give me an awesome and amazing birthday. So that's that. Oh, you know what else I'm celebrating?
I was about to say, I know you're not going to forget.
I'm not. You know what else I'm celebrating?
What?
Season 3 of Insecure.
That's not what I was talking about.
Oh, well, that's what I'm talking about. Season 3 of Insecure is coming back, I think, on August 21st. And I am super duper excited about it.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
I'm thinking about having a watch party.
Oh. See, but I'm not going to be there for that. So maybe we can do an online watch party.
We can.
I'm with it. And then, what else? Oh, you had something.
No, but you won your podcast.
Oh, I did. You're right. You're right. I was going to talk about it live in Atlanta. I was going to talk about it later, but that is something. No. It is. It definitely goes under the celebration. So y'all know last week I was telling y'all, and if you follow me on Instagram, which if you don't follow me on Instagram, get your whole life, okay? But I was in the running to do a live recording, a live performance of my podcast, Unicorns Talk Podcast, at a Pod Connection podcasting conference in Atlanta. And I won because y'all voted for me, and I love y'all and I appreciate y'all. So that is a huge celebration. Like Anyway, so thank you to everybody who voted, who nominated, who made sure that I got a spot. I made it, one of 6 podcasts. They had hundreds of nominations, and so thank you so much. I guess y'all like me or whatever.
The girl is the bomb.
The girl is all right. You know
She
what I'm
got
saying?
it.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give y'all some more information later on in the show on how you can get tickets to come see me live. I'm gonna have some merch. It's my first time selling merch. That's going to be real cool. And I have a special code for y'all to get $5 off your tickets. Okay. So I'm going to give y'all all that information later on during the announcements of the show. But thank you for reminding me of that.
And if y'all want to meet the kid, I plan on being there.
The kid will be there. He cute, y'all. Anyway, so you have anything that you want to celebrate?
Just one thing. You celebrated Insecure, but I want to celebrate the 2nd season of Pose.
Yes.
I don't know if anybody's familiar with the show.
I have not watched it yet, but I know about it. I've heard great things. I know, well, you tell me about it all the time. And you like, bitch, what you waiting on to watch this show?
What are you waiting on?
I just been trying to catch up on, like other stuff. Like I'm watching Handmaid's Tale right now. I know I only have like 3 more episodes left of Handmaid's Tale, but it is on my list of shit to do.
Yeah. But Pose, they just they're going to be on the 2nd season. A lot of people didn't think that show was going to make it, which kind of saddened me a little bit. But the LGBTQIA, all the rest of the letters in there, plus symbol. Yeah. They needed that. Yeah. They needed that, and it's not something. For me, it's not something that I resonate with. The entire show,
like the ballroom scene.
I'm not familiar with that.
Yeah.
At all by anything, but there are parts of that show that that I do resonate with in my own life.
Yeah.
Growing up LGBT and then in my daily life of LGBT. So I am so glad. I am so proud of that show that it has been renewed for a 2nd season. Just because we need that as a world. The world is just is trying right now, just the way the world is going, and especially the United States, of course. So I think that's something that we needed to, and I celebrate every LGBT person that's listening right now and in the world. So we need that. So if you have not watched, please tune in, finish up season 1 so you can get ready for season 2.
Yes, my goal is to do season 2. Season 1 before season 2.
Please do.
I shall.
Please do.
I shall. It will. I'm gonna make it happen. Because I support. Well, you might boo boo or whatever. But I support the LGBTQIA plus community as well, and we're gonna talk some more about that because we went to the Janelle Monáe concert and it was fucking amazing, and so we're gonna talk more about that in a little bit. Anything else?
I think that's it.
All right, that's all we got for y'all for right now. Coming up next is High Five. All right, so we had an opportunity to go see Janelle Monáe in concert over the weekend, and it was freaking amazing, right? Like
it was.
Yeah, like Janelle Monáe concert was so awesome. So, it was at the Fillmore in Miami, which I've never been to the Fillmore, and my friend is still upset about. My friend is still upset about the valet parking situation.
Horrible valet. I'm gonna write a review on it as soon as I get home.
It's been 3 days now and he's still talking about the valet situation. But outside of the valet situation, I felt like it was a good venue. It was a good venue for the event overall. So today we're going to talk about the Janelle Monáe concert. Janelle Monáe gets our high five for today for so many reasons.
She don't get a high 10?
She does get a high 10.
A high 10.
She does. She gets a double high five.
She get a high five from you and a high five from me.
There you go. I was about to say she get a high 20 because 10 from you,
We can
10
give her
from
20.
me.
Hey,
We could give her 20.
we can give her 20.
I think
I'm
she
okay with
definitely
that.
earned a high 20.
Yeah.
Like, for real, for real. So, let's talk about the concert and why Janelle Monáe gets our high 20 for today. So, the first thing that I noticed, like, when we sat down, I remember saying to you, like, the crowd was so diverse, you know? And, like, today we're talking about celebration. All this week we're talking about celebrating just the different aspects of yourself and who you are and your baby steps and like just all of these different things about celebration. And I really felt like the crowd that she had, it was a celebration of individuality, you know? Like there was a little bit of every freaking body at that concert. Like young, old, black, white, like there was a little bit of everybody. What you want to say? You look
No,
like you.
there was. I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. The crowd was amazing.
Yeah, they even had a couple people passed out. Did you see that?
I didn't understand what happened.
I don't understand.
I'm still confused. I'm still confused. I don't know if they got to touch him or her garment, or if she touched him or spit on him. But they really
Spit
passed
on
out.
him? Did she spit on
I
him?
don't know.
Listen, two people had to be carried like physically.
I don't know what happened.
Could no longer hold their own body weight.
I mean, I feel like if she touched me, they probably had to.
You think so?
Pick me up and take my ass out of there. I don't know.
Carry you out.
Come on.
Listen, well, I mean, but I don't know. I don't know if I would have passed out, but I definitely feel like to have had the opportunity, because like at one point people actually, she brought people up on the stage.
That was awesome.
Yes. What song was that? And they were doing like shaking like.
Oh, that was sauce. Yes.
Juice.
I got the juice.
Yes. And so she like brought like 5 or 6 people up on the stage, and they got a chance to dance. And let me tell you, boo, that first one, boo, he was prepared.
He was ready. I don't know if she told him beforehand, you gonna be on the stage.
He had got the notification.
Yeah, something. He was ready.
He was like
ready.
He ready. He had turned it out.
He did.
Completely turned it out. So that was a really awesome and amazing experience. There were so many. What about her costume changes?
Yes. I've always felt like, even in the beginning, she always looks like a major. And I think that's always going to be her thing, looking like a major. That's just going to be her trademark.
Well, she definitely has like this boyfriend thing, kind of like in terms of her look, you know, like she definitely does like a play on menswear.
Yeah.
But it works really well for her because she is like a boss bitch, you know what I'm saying? And so like I feel like it really fits her. But she wore the pussy pants.
She did.
I talked about the pussy pants.
They had a person in the crowd with the pussy pants on that was on stage.
That was on stage, yeah.
She had pussy pants on.
She had on her own version of the pussy pants.
Yeah.
But did you see that little girl? There was a little girl, like somebody brought their child to the event. And the little girl couldn't have been more than like 3 or 4 years old. Like for real. If she was 5, I feel like that's pushing it. You know what I'm saying? Like she was young and she had on a pink dress with the bow and like everything like that. Like I guess it was like a play on the pussy pants. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she was sitting like in the just a couple rows away.
I remember the child, but I don't remember what she had on.
Oh yeah, she had on like a pink outfit, and I feel like it was really similar to the outfit, one of the outfits that they had on in the video as well. We're gonna have to go back and look at the video. But I thought it was really cool. Well, at first I was like, somebody brought their child here?
Right.
Like,
because Janelle don't hold back.
Janelle does not hold back. And not only that, but why that y'all not sleeping?
You're right.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it was a Friday night.
It was, but for real, like the concert didn't end until it was like after 11 o'clock. You know what I'm saying?
What time it was.
Yeah, but then when I really thought about it, I was like, why wouldn't you want to expose your child to something like that? Like, that was a really good experience for that child to have. And in terms of, like, building or raising a well-rounded child. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? So that was really cool. What else? Oh, her dancers were like,
Oh, her dance was amazing. Amazing. I've never seen dancers. There was one I really wish I would have known her name, but she had like a short bob. She was all the way on the end. I loved
yeah,
her. She
yeah.
stood out to me. But her
Listen,
dancers were amazing. They danced throughout the whole
like the whole
concert
thing. I think they might have only sat out one song, and I feel like the only reason they sat out for that particular song was
because they
so they
didn't need
could
a
do a
dance.
costume
Oh,
change.
maybe so.
Yeah, because even the dancers had costume
They
changes.
did.
Like I feel like like the production of the show in general, it was a good production. Like
Hmm.
it wasn't like a blockbuster production,
Hmm.
but it was very well executed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you could tell that thought went into every single aspect of putting that show together, and I really appreciated that. And she even came back for a encore, which
She did.
you didn't think.
Oh, Lord.
Listen, y'all, he
Here we
didn't.
go.
He I was trying to tell him because he was so much trying to rush to get back to the
No, I
car.
was not. I just felt like the lights went out. I was ready to go at that point. I was just ready to go.
But the crowd kept clapping, and I
Yeah.
kept saying to him, "She's going to do an encore," and he was like, "She's not going to do no encore. She's not
See,
going to do."
this is.
And I was like, "This is Janelle Monáe. Of course, she's going to do an encore." I was like, "That's why everybody's still clapping because they're calling for the encore. So you have to keep clapping
I've
in order for
always.
them to come back out for the
I've
encore."
always. Well, like I told you, I don't feel like it was an encore. I just felt like she was initially going to come out either way it went.
But see, no, it wasn't either way it went.
Well, she
I feel
still
like
had
she planned for the
encore to
encore.
happen, which
Yes,
does
because
that
when
still make
you,
it an encore?
it does, because
Oh.
if it did not happen, then she wouldn't have did that shit. You see
This
what
is
I'm
how
saying?
I feel about that too. I always had an issue with staying after what I thought was over. Shout out to Trey. Trey is my best friend. Trey always tries to make me stay after the Marvel movie is over because there's gonna be another part to the end.
Yes.
I don't want to do that. I
Why?
need to go.
You are so ridiculous.
I'm impatient, but I'm usually ready to go. Especially trying to get out of a concert too. It's always packed and crowded, and people are stepping on each other's foot and stuff like that. I'm just ready to get out of
But
here.
weren't you happy that we
Oh
stayed for the
yeah, of course, because
encore?
the ending of it was amazing.
Yeah.
And I will say this: I don't know if you have any white listeners. White people were not ready for the ending of
They
that
were
show
not.
at
Listen,
all.
white people wasn't ready for
For
the
the whole
whole show.
show, you're right. For the whole damn show, they weren't.
For the whole show, and I'm sure I do have white listeners, but you know, I say it all the time on
Yeah.
here. You can't be listening to me as a white person and have a problem with me saying
Well,
black,
yeah.
or talking about black things. I'm a
But
black
that
woman
show
living in a
was for
black
black
world.
people.
It
It was for
was. Well,
LGBT people.
the whole
Well, yeah,
album was
yeah.
about it. It was like that's one of the things that I love about Janelle Monáe and specifically about this album is that this album was blackety black,
It
black, black. You
was.
know what I'm saying? Like, and it was unapologetically black. But at the end of the day, good music is good music, and that's the
Hmm.
thing about music. You know how Bob Marley says one thing about music: when it hits, you feel no pain. You know,
Right.
like music it's a universal truth. It really
Hmm.
is. And so at the end of the day, they may not necessarily resonate with all of the words or the innuendos or like the little
But
things
they
that
feel
she dropped,
something.
but they feel
They
it.
feel
They
something.
feel the energy of the music. They feel the place where the music is coming from,
Hmm.
even if they don't always understand what's being said in the music. And I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing, you know. And like that finale, or when she did the encore, she was talking at first and just kind of like talking to the audience about the state of our country right now and where we find ourselves and why and how important it is that we really band together. Like the whole album, this whole thing that she's doing right now is really centered around love.
Hmm.
And like she really like pushed that message, that the only way that we're going to get through this is with love, and we have to start making better choices, and we have to start loving on each other and things like that. And I that really like it was a moment.
It was.
Yeah, like it was a moment, like for real. But let's talk about side note just really quickly because I don't know why I just had this thought in my head. But the white lady that was sitting next to me, there was these two white ladies sitting next to me, and like in the middle of one of the songs, I don't remember which song it was, but I was like, I sang
We sang
the whole thing.
I know the two guys that were behind us, the couple that was behind us, they were like, these two in front of us are getting their whole life.
I got my whole entire life at that concert. Like, I think I knew all but two songs. Like, there were two songs that I just didn't know, and I think that was because it was on her first album, and
there was only one song I didn't know.
I didn't become like a fan until her second album, and I just never went back to listen. So I'm definitely going to do that. But anyway, so she's singing a song, and this older white lady, she's not old, but she's probably like in her 50s or something like that. Yeah. This older white lady was sitting next to me, and she leaned over and she said, "Do you know who?" She said.
And that was a very serious question. Instead of her sitting there and thinking about what she was about to ask.
She said, "Do you know who that is on her shirt?" And I said, "Who?" And she said, her, like, who is that on her shirt? And I looked at the shirt and I looked at the lady and I was like, "Are you serious?" Like, that was the look I gave her. And she looked back at me like, you going to answer this question or what? And so I said, "It's her." She was like, "Oh," I said, "It's her." I said, "It's her album cover."
It's the album cover. Listen, it was on the poster when you walk in.
It was on your ticket. It was on your ticket. When you purchased your ticket. Like, that album cover. Can we just have a moment for the album cover?
Like no other.
Like,
it reminded me of Prince album cover, Michael Jackson, like something that he would. It was awesome.
It's absolutely an iconic album cover. The album cover in and of itself,
and we got a picture in front of it.
We did get a picture in front of it. I'm gonna post that on the Instagram for the show.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely y'all will get a chance to see. And my outfit was super cute.
We both looked like
we did look like some little entree.
Yes, the desserts.
We had got dressed up for
5-course meal.
We did. So high five to Janelle Monáe for being a free ass motherfucker. She said free ass motherfucker like 4 times.
She did, because she meant that.
She did. She meant that with every fiber of her being. She meant that. So high five or high 20 to Janelle Monáe for just being
tag her
awesome.
So she can get in the,
I know.
The show.
How many degrees of separation you think?
I don't know. Do you know how awesome that would be if she was on? I'm just coming here if she gets on the show.
Listen.
I'm a bit just visiting.
Listen. So if you out there and you know somebody that might think they know somebody that know Janelle Monáe. Listen. Make it happen, Captain. You know what I'm saying?
What was your favorite song on the album that she performed? That she performed.
So my favorite. My favorite song at the concert.
Performed. Well, you can give me a favorite song on the album and then a favorite song that she performed.
Okay, of course, that's two different things.
Well, right, that's what I'd say. Because when she performs a song, or when there's a performance of a song, it makes you re-like an entire song.
It does.
That you probably didn't like before.
Okay, so my favorite song, like my favorite Janelle Monáe song, is Electric Lady. Okay. Well, I don't know.
That's on the album.
It's a tie. That's on the Electric Lady album. It's a tie. So it's Electric Lady. I love that song. But then I also really, really love, what is the name of that song? Let me find it.
Go. Thank you.
With Queen, with Erykah Badu. Is it peculiar that she turned in the mirror?
The album.
Well, I'm saying you said that she performed.
Okay, you're right. So you
that's my favorite song that she performed.
Okay, I got
it. That's why I said it was.
She did. I did like that song.
Yes, that is my favorite Janelle Monáe song ever. Partly, I think, because Erykah Badu is involved in that, and you already know how I feel about Miss Badu. But then I think my favorite song from the album easily is Django Chain.
Django Jane.
Django Jane.
Yeah. That was one of her first singles.
Yeah.
And I love that song.
I do too, because you know why? It's like real black.
It is. We were, sidebar, me and my older brother that lives in Houston, we were going out one night, and I had that on my playlist. He was like, dog, who was that? I said, that's Janelle Monáe.
Yes.
And he was like, that song hard. And
Listen.
like a rap person, and he probably have heard of Janelle Monáe before.
But never really fucked with her
Not
like
like
that.
that. Not like that.
Listen,
That
that was
song,
a moment
it
too at
was.
the concert. Like she went all the
Yes.
way fucking in. Like she brought out the chalice, she brought out the pimp stick, like she brought out the freaking throne.
Right.
Like she went all the way in on that song. So high five to Janelle Monáe times 4. Like just for being awesome and amazing. Y'all, if you have not yet bought your tickets
Please.
for the concert, the Dirty Computer concert tour, make sure you do that. It is, I think that was money well spent.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
It was money well spent.
And thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it.
Well, you know, boo, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I wanted to enjoy it with somebody that I knew was going to enjoy it.
After she asked her husband and he
I
didn't
did
want to
ask
go,
my husband first.
she ain't had no more options. She ain't had no more
Well, I
options.
did have options. I always have options. But my husband, like, it's just not his type of
Oh,
music
yeah.
or whatever. But I'm glad that I didn't go with him. Like, I'm glad I went with you because I like to go to concerts with people that want to go to the concert.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because it just makes for a much better, like, we cut the fuck up.
We did. We really did.
We cut up. And
from the time we walked in the door.
No, like for real. Like for real. Like it was an amazing experience.
It was.
So
you're not gonna ask my favorite song?
what was your I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
I was waiting
What
for
was
you
your
to get
favorite? You right. You right. Reciprocation. What was your what was your favorite song?
At the concert, it was I Like That.
Oh.
I Like That was everything.
Yeah.
She said,
I don't really give a fuck if I'm the only one.
I like that.
I like that.
She started naming stuff in the crowd. She was like, your afro, I like that.
I like that shit.
I like that
That's what
shit.
she said. I like that shit. That's what she said. Yes, I forgot about that.
That song, even on the album, the song is good. I love it. I'll play it back to back. But her performing that live.
Yeah. Yeah. Janelle Monáe is awesome and amazing.
Yes, she is.
Yeah.
Awesome and amazing.
So high five to Janelle Monáe and to all of the free ass motherfuckers that came to the concert and made the concert awesome. Even the ones that passed out. I feel like especially the ones that passed out because I feel like y'all partied harder than
they did.
Y'all
they had one that passed out, I
everybody.
think, as soon as it started. Like, they missed the whole concert. They missed the whole thing.
The whole thing. Poor thing. Poor little tink tink.
Right.
So anyway, let's move on to this week's reality check. Okay? So I kind of wanted to, also kind of stemming from the Janelle Monáe concert, I wanted to do a reality check for like America right now, you know? And I think the reality check for me is not even for me, but just what I want to say is, you know, I feel like the mainstream media or like just the Trump administration, like everything that's going on right now, they want us to believe that America is, you know, like the people that voted for Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? Like they are painting the picture to us and to the rest of the world that this is who America is. And don't get me wrong, like it is absolutely a part of what America is. It, you know, racism, ageism, all the isms, they are built into the fabric of America. It's been like that since the very beginning of this country. You know what I'm saying? And that's not, unfortunately, that's not something that's going to change anytime soon. But you know, I feel like the reality check though is that America is so much more. Like one of Janelle Monáe's songs, she talks about like how she says, "I'm not a nightmare. I am the American dream." And that's the reality. Like the reality is that America is a rainbow of people. America is black, Hispanic, white,
and have always been that way.
And has always been that way. The reality is that I do believe that there are more people in America that want the best for America than there are people that are, you know, solely concerned with how they benefit. Like I think that they're like America is a melting pot, and we are at our core people who want the best for each other, and we want to love on each other, and we want to support each other. But those people who have the fucked up intentions, they have the most money, and so they tend to get the most exposure, and so and they're just feeding the dumb ones who ain't got no money because they need a base. They need
And that was a
somebody to.
nice way of saying
And that was the politically
it. It
correct way of
was.
saying it. And if we wasn't on this show, I probably would have said it a
I
different
know.
kind of way.
I know.
But you know what I'm saying, and y'all know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? So like reality check, America is everybody. America is for everybody.
Mhm.
And I don't want us to get discouraged about the state of our country right now, even though it's dire,
Right.
like shit is real bad right
Just
now,
stay
you know what I'm saying?
aware.
But yeah, like be aware and be encouraged, I think
Mhm.
is really what I want to say, because there's more people out there interested in the unification of our country than what we realize.
Mhm.
And if we feed into the propaganda, which is what they want us to do, they want us to believe that we have to be at odds with each other. They want us to believe that we're out here by ourselves. Like they want us to believe that we have more differences than similarities. And
Mhm.
don't get me wrong, I understand that we have differences.
Yeah.
I understand that not everybody is on the same page. Like I get that. I understand that. I'm not naive in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But I think the reality check for all of us is that there's so much more to the story. You know?
Mhm.
What are your thoughts? No thoughts?
You covered it all.
Okay.
You covered it all.
All right. Okay. Well, I'm so happy to have you on the show today,
Thank you.
Dalton.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, I'm excited. Go ahead and let the people know how they can get in touch with you, and like reach out to you or whatever to tell you how cute you are.
Oh, I appreciate that. So stupid. You can follow me on Instagram at how about underscore this. That's HOWABOUT underscore this THIS. Or you can hit me up on Facebook at Dalton C. Scott.
Well, y'all reach out to Dalton, but don't be sliding up in the DMs because he is spoken for,
I am.
and we
Hey,
don't want
babe.
no issues. Hey, Win.
Hey, Win.
Hey, Win. We don't want no issues. All right. But y'all holla at my friend, and I love you, boo.
Love you too.
All
Love
right.
y'all.
Okay, so I am so happy to have had Dalton here with me to do this episode with me and to celebrate the first episode of season 2 of Unicorns Talk Podcast. He's so awesome and amazing. Y'all make sure y'all follow him on all of the socials, and say hey to him or whatever. As far as announcements are concerned, a lot of y'all have been reaching out to me saying that you really want to work with me, and you're just trying to figure out a space to be able to make that happen. Well, I want to let you know that I hear you, and I've been working really hard to figure out a way for you to be able to get to me, for more of like a one-on-one treatment experience. So I have partnered with Talkspace online therapy platform as a provider for the state of Louisiana. So this is a really big deal, you guys. Talkspace makes therapy convenient and attainable for those who don't have the time to leave work or go to an office, and even for a lot of us who cannot afford to pay the fees, on a week to week basis to get the treatment that we need. Now you can reach out to your therapist any time of the day or night inside of your secure online therapy room and share things while they're still fresh on your mind. Listen, I absolutely love working with Talkspace. I love the Talkspace platform. It's easy to use. I love being able to communicate with my clients more in depth. I like that they can send me voice notes. We can have video chats and things like that. There's a lot of different options available to them on how we can communicate with each other. And I love that my clients have the freedom to talk to me whenever they need to vent, whenever they need to purge, and I can respond at a time that works well for me. Okay, so right now I can only work with clients in the state of Louisiana because that is where I'm licensed, but I'm working on expanding that into some other states as well. So if you live anywhere in the state of Louisiana and you're interested in working with me in counseling, go ahead and join Talkspace and you can ask for me by name. But even if you're not in Louisiana, still check it out because there are thousands of amazing licensed therapists in your state. Okay, just make sure you tell them that Tree sent you. All right, Talkspace is therapy for how you live, and y'all check it out. Okay, I also wanted to let you all know that I will be doing a live show in Atlanta at a Pod Connection conference, which is a conference for podcasters, radio hosts, and bloggers. So if y'all remember, or if you've been following me on social media, then you know that nominations went out. They had these spots available for just to give some indie podcasters an opportunity to have a platform, And so you all nominated me, which I'm really grateful for. And then y'all voted for me. I went into the final round of voting. They had hundreds of nominations, you guys. And so just to even be in the final round of voting was a big deal. But then to actually get one of those spots is just freaking awesome and amazing. And so I want to say shout out to and congratulations to the other five podcasts that will also be performing live. I don't have all of the names of those podcasts right now in front of me, but shout out to everybody. Congratulations. Y'all come on out and see me. It's going to be in Atlanta, October 5th through 7th. Okay, and so they're going to do a meet and greet on the 5th, which is that Friday night, and it is going down. I'm already just putting that out into the atmosphere. I'm definitely going to have some merchandise available. I think I'm going to do some journals because every time we talk, I'm always like, y'all need to have y'all pen and paper. So definitely come out and get your Unicorns Talk journals and pens and shirts and things like that. Come see me and say hey or whatever. And then the live shows are going to be on the 6th. And on the 7th, I think they're going to do some stuff like a brunch or something on the 7th as well. Tickets are super, super cheap, so there's no reason for you not to come out. Y'all voted for me to get in there. Now I need y'all to show up because I want to see your face. You know what I'm saying? I want to see your face. I want to hug you. I want to love on you. And I just want to let you know how awesome and amazing you really are. All right. You can use my special code, Unicorns Talk, two words, to get $5 off. Okay. The tickets are like $15. So to get $5 off, like it's literally a $10 ticket to see six live shows. Like, come on. You can't beat that with a stick, okay? In order to get your tickets, go ahead and check out a pod connection ATL dot splash that.com. That's SPLASHTHAT.com. And get your tickets. Make sure you use my $5 off code, Unicorns Talk, two words, okay? All right. I also wanted to let y'all know that I'm going to be doing a keynote. I'm going to be in New Orleans this weekend. And y'all know it's my birthday weekend, and y'all know New Orleans is my home, okay? So I really need y'all to show up and show the hell out at the Grind Girl Dailies 2018 Learn to Earn Experience. It's going to be this Saturday, August 4th at the Algiers Auditorium. My keynote, I'm going to be doing a 10-minute keynote, and it's called Learn to Speak to Yourself. And y'all, it's so amazing. I've been working on it really hard, and so it's going to be really awesome. And there's going to be some other really phenomenal speakers. Again, the tickets are not that expensive. It's not too late to get you a ticket. And come say hey or whatever. Come tell me happy birthday or whatever. Like I said earlier today, my birthday is next week, so I would love for you all to check me out on Apple Podcasts or anywhere that you're listening. Make sure that you rate and you subscribe and you leave a little comment. You could say, hey, girl, happy birthday, but I really want you to let the people know how you feel about the show, okay? And then the last thing I wanted to share with y'all today is I'm going on tour. It's my first tour, and I know I've been telling y'all about it since forever, but it's actually happening now. We have actual dates and a actual day that you can start purchasing your tickets. So I'm super excited about that. A Life Empowered tour is going to kick off in New Orleans on Sunday, September 23rd, and then we'll be going to Atlanta on Sunday, October 8th, and then Dallas on Sunday, October 21st. October 21st. So tickets are going to go on sale on August 15th, you guys. So you have like 2 weeks. What is that? 3 weeks? 2 weeks, 3 weeks, something like that, to get your ducats in a row, okay? Because you know that this is coming and you know you want to come see me or whatever, all right? A Life Empowered tour is going to be an evening of emotional healing and empowerment. Y'all, it's going in. There's only going to be 10 tickets available for each stop. And I did that intentionally because I want to create a personalized experience. This is going to be a life changing experience, and I'm excited about it. This is like what I've been working for, this is what I love to do. I live for this. And so it's gonna be dynamic. We're gonna really heal some things. We're gonna really like create some opportunities for us to be able to move our lives forward. It's gonna be awesome and amazing. So tickets are gonna go on sale on August 15th, and so I'm gonna definitely be reminding y'all over and over until that day comes. So make sure that you get your tickets. Put your little ducats to the side. I'm telling y'all, it's not gonna be free, but put your little ducats to the side because you want to be in the building. It's only going to be 10 tickets available at each stop. Okay. All right. Make sure you follow me, follow the podcast on all of the social medias. You can follow Unicorns Talk Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Unicorns Talk Pod. You can head over to the website latricesampsonrichards.com/Unicorns Talk Pod. You can listen on the web, or you can find out everywhere that the show is available. Click the link and it'll take you straight there. Okay. You can follow me personally, my business page, on Facebook and Instagram at Latrice Sampson Richards, and on Twitter at L Sam Richards. You know, you can still have opportunity to register for my free Empower Your Vision Masterclass. You can head over to my website to do that as well. And of course, come join me in Trust Village, my free Facebook group. You hear how many times I've said free? Like, that's crazy. Like, there's no reason for anybody who is ready to really heal from their past and build a future that they deserve. There is no reason for you to not be able to do that. Lack of information is no longer a valid excuse for you, because I have made it my life's mission to get you the information that you need to be successful in this life. You know what I'm saying? And so I have a ton of free information, and a ton more is coming. And so I just want y'all to, make it happen. Make it happen. I just want all of us to be living our best life, like Chance and Cardi. You know, that's all. Can I make a couple M's? I want you to make a couple M's. Let's do it. I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. And until next time, be well. Bye, y'all.